Chapter 3. I know what you're thinking. His best friend's a girl. I've got used to the jokes. Trevor's got a girlfriend. Trevor's in love. When are you getting married, Trev? I've heard them all. It used to annoy me, but Dad pointed out that since it wasn't true, it didn't matter, and that people only made fun of things when they were just too stupid to understand, or just plain jealous. Tina and I got to be friends when we first started school and discovered our birthdays were on the same day. We even shared a birthday party once. Tina's taller than me. I'm a bit small and weedy, I suppose. My legs are really thin and bony. Sometimes I look at them in the bath and wonder how they manage to hold me up all day. Tina is taller and stockier. We had an Indian wrestling competition once. I won't tell you who won. She's got loads of freckles, which she doesn't like. Don't ask me why. Tina's got a dog too. He's called Mouse. This is meant to be a joke because Mouse is a St. Bernard. You know, one of those dogs that looks like a Shetland pony that's run headfirst into a brick wall and got all its front squashed in. Mouse is very well trained. When Tina says sit, he sits. When Tina says fetch, he sits. When Tina says run, he sits. In fact, if Tina shouted 99% fat-free yoghurt, Mouse would sit. Compared to Streaker, he's super intelligent. I thought Tina might be able to help, so I decided to take Streaker over to her place. It took me a while to find Streaker. She was nesting under my duvet. She had stuffed the bottom of my bed with a jumper, 2 pairs of pants, a sock, a football boot, half a packet of crisps, and an old apple core. Thank you, Streaker. I snapped the lead on to her collar, and off we went. You've never seen Streaker being walked, have you? It's not a walk at all. It's more like a series of gigantic jerks. We crashed into 3 lampposts, visited 4 gardens that we weren't supposed to, almost tunnelled beneath a parked car in search of a very tasty week-old chip packet, and finally used an astonished lady with a shopping bag on wheels as a kind of mini roundabout. When we got to Tina's house, she was standing on the path holding the front door open. I knew it was you when I heard that old lady scream, she said. You better come inside and hide. Streaker had already dragged me into the house. I think that Mouse is probably her best friend. Funny how nobody makes jokes about them being in love. I told Tina about the £30. That's brilliant, she said. Why do you look so miserable about it? Oh, come on, you know what Streaker's like. Of course I know, but we can train her. I helped my dad train Mouse, and we don't have any trouble with him. I'm sure we can train Streaker, and then she won't be such a pain to take for a walk. It'll be easy money. We'll start straight away. Let's go up to the field at the end of your road right now. I should point out that Tina is an organiser. Mind you, you've probably worked that out for yourself already. She likes deciding what to do and then doing it. What she likes even more is deciding what everyone else should do at the same time. She'll probably be a business manager when she grows up. Or Prime Minister. I don't mind being organised from time to time. It saves on having to make your own decisions. So we headed for the field. Mouse padded quietly beside Tina, while Streaker tried to wrench both arms from my sockets. It was quite a relief when we reached the field and I was able to let her off the lead. Whoosh! Was it a bird? Was it a plane? No, it was Streaker the super dog, travelling at light speed. All that was left was a cloud of dust as she vanished into the long grass. Every now and then her head bobbed above it, and then she was off again. Mouse blundered aimlessly about the field like a furry bulldozer. Tina and I wandered slowly round the edge of the field. There was no point in trying to follow Streaker. She was far too quick. Every so often she would burst out from the grass and go charging past, trying to knock us both over before diving back into the undergrowth. I tried to catch her a couple of times, but it was like holding your hands and trying to grab a passing cannonball. Tina yelled, "Sit!" as fiercely as she could whenever Streaker came hurtling past. Mouse would immediately plonk his big behind down, by which time Streaker had disappeared. We stopped when we reached an old tin bath. At one time there were horses in the field, and the bath was put there for them to drink from. It was 3/4 full of stagnant rainwater. I sat on the edge of the rusty bath and stared gloomily across the field. I've got to go through this every day for 2 weeks, I muttered. I may as well give up now and drown myself. Tina picked up a stick and began to stir the black water. I wouldn't drown yourself in this. It's yucky. A cluster of smelly bubbles burst on top and several large water snails slid beneath the scummy surface. Anyway, you give up so easily, Trevor. 1 minute you're full of bright ideas, and the next you're going around like a wet weekend. I told you, we'll train Streaker. As if life wasn't bad enough already. It was at that moment Charlie Smug popped up his big, fat face.